Hello, my name is Jordan Gobble, and I am a sophomore studying communication and graphic design here at Mizzou. As someone who's always running around from one club to another, writing paper after paper, I've grown to value a sense of me time and routine. The way that I do this is every night, no matter how late it is, I watch one episode of a TV show. As a result, I've watched dozens of TV shows in the past 2 semesters alone. And it was in this slow but steady binge-watching process that I noticed how much I began to rely on these dramas' romanticization of reality and the escapism that they provide. This is the basis of where my piece, A Neighborhood of Idolized Longing, a 3D diorama of a street corner made using Bristol board, foam core, and ink, came from. It was originally meant to be an artist book for my 2D material and methods course, but as you can see, it is not 2D and it is not a book. I took my own creative liberties with the project, and I basically wanted to create a mini television set of all the dramas in which I had invested so much time into. On the streets are my main characters, chasing after love in their own trope-filled way. One serenading their lover under a tree, another chasing after someone in the rain after everyone's favorite plot device, miscommunication, and finally childhood friends sharing stories through a cannon string across balconies. While everyone staged on the outside in a 3D manner is affected by the influence of rom-com cliches, the people on the inside represent you and me. They are the everyday people working toward their own goals and dealing with their own struggles. They are working toward a promotion, listening to their favorite song, or making this very project in their room. In having the people portrayed on the walls not focused on the dramatic, love-centered characters outside, it was my own way of disconnecting with the tropes and idealization caused by watching main character after main character get their happily ever after getting together with their scripted love interest. As a result, I wanted to convey to the viewer how seemingly normal and monotonous activities can be extremely meaningful. So while life may not be as swoon-worthy or invigorating as a drama, there's no need to pressure yourself when facing the ordinary, as real life is not written by a team of writers looking for a high rating. That being said, I hope you find your own meaning and joy in playing a little I Spy around my neighborhood, looking for little Easter eggs, and creating little narratives of your own for each character. I know I experienced a lot of joy in creating this piece and placing these details, tying in some older work and ideas into it too. The main ones being the use of the doodly style, which is something I used on my notes in middle school quite often, and the incorporation of the house with the porch on the front left side, which was a recreation of an old watercolor painting I made before I actually knew how to use watercolor. In drawing from these past styles, in which I really didn't know much about art, I was able to incorporate a large amount of fun in creating this piece because it felt more like me compared to some of my other work where I've had to use pre-existing work or references for the final product. It was really satisfying basing the components of my piece after myself, using the style I primarily used when I was trying to distract myself from a boring lesson, or taking inspiration from an old painting that I made for simple fun, which I think ended up tying in quite well with how the piece focuses on using art, in this case television, as a source of entertainment and escapism away from the hectic parts of life. Something that I think, looking back, I now realize that I did back then too. Having said that, thank you for taking the time to explore my neighborhood of idolized longing, and I hope you have fun creating your own stories within it.